Hello there and welcome to another episode of the Hostplus Sustained Performer. Each week we delve into what makes a team or a player a proven sustained performer week in, week out. Mitch Cleary, welcome to you.
Hello, Nat.
Great to have you on board. Today, Mitch, we're going to take a look at one of Richmond's rising stars in Noah Bolter. This is his third year on the list and he's played in a number of positions across his 20 games so far, but he's certainly made an impact down back this season.
Oh, it was a gaping hole for him to fill and he's really announced himself for the competition this year, hasn't he? Taken hold of Jeremy Cameron, Eric Hipwood, Josh Bruce, to name a couple. I know Charlie Dixon got hold of him at times on the weekend. The ball was coming in thick and fast, but he's had a phenomenal start to 2020 and the Tigers have showed the faith in him.
Already that great form has some of the punters out there drawing comparisons with Premiership Tiger Alex Rance. Now that's a lot of pressure to put on young Noah Bolter, but his coach has even jumped on the bandwagon as well. This was Damien Hardwick after the round 9 win over the Dogs.
We probably have one down game, but we think for us to be a really good side, he has to play. He's just going to grow into the role, and you know, I'm loath to say it, but he does remind me of young Alex Rance. And you know, look at the way he plays the game, and he does some things that only players like him can do, and then he'll make a mistake like only him and Alex can do. But he's a prodigious talent, and we're really excited about what he's got to offer. He's got a lot of work to go, but we think he's starting to progress nicely.
So Dimmer there piling on the pressure just a little bit, Mitch. So is Bolter the new Rance? That's the big question. So I want to delve a little bit deeper into this because it does take more than a handful of games, of good games really, to become a sustained performer like Rance, who is a 5-time All-Australian defender. Well,
he's on the same trajectory, isn't he? Because both players sat out their first year, were forced to sit into the twos. Now he's burst onto the scene as we've seen this year. And what I love about Noah Bolter compared to Alex Rance is his physical capabilities. Both have that 193, 194 centimetre frame, so it allows them to be able to play on the bigger bodies, like your Charlie Dixons, like your Jeremy Camerons, but they've both got such athletic traits, and that's what we've seen with Noah Bolter this year. He's got ability to not only beat his opponent, but work off, and that's what we've seen Alex Rance become so good at in the back end of his career.
I mean, if you look back to the Combine and Noah Bolter, I think he was top 10 for the running and standing vertical jump, just a supreme athlete, which I guess has made him so versatile and also made Rance so versatile throughout his early career. Both of them too have played in a range of positions. Surely though he stays down back though for now.
Well, we saw last year Noah Bolter played the 13 games. A lot of those were in attack, in the pinch hit ruck position, but he settled down in defence this year. And much like Alex Rance, he settled and he was able to own that position, and that's what I'm loving about the Tigers this year. Rance is gone. I know they won the flag last year without Bolter in the side as a defender, but they've given him that responsibility, and alongside Dave Asprey, who's injured at the moment, and Dylan Grimes, there is a position for him and he's taken it with both hands.
Yeah, he certainly has. I mean, we heard Dimmer say Bolter's going to have some brilliant moments as well as have, I guess, some brain fades like only Alex Rance could. Certainly in Rance's early days, I know he frustrated a lot of Tiger fans as he worked on his craft to eventually become that brilliant, consistent and reliable defender that we know him as.
Richmond fans used to duck under their seats when Alex Rance got the footy. I remember early days, Damien Hardwick even used to refer them as Alex Rance moments.
Yeah.
And that's what I think he was getting at in the grab we heard from him earlier. Once Noah Bolter gets it, you don't really know what's going to happen. And he's a bit like a 2-year-old colt, Noah Bolter. He gets the ball, takes off, but with those athletic traits, he's able to take the game on and burst it open. And that's what we love about him. Alex Rance started his career that way, but turned into such a reliable defender. And as I said, I think Noah Bolter, in the responsibility they've shown him and the fact that they continue to back him in on these big players, he's not taking the second and third defenders. We've seen him this year take the number one forward. And when you're getting Jeremy Cameron and Charlie Dixon in your 19th, 20th games, that's when you're going to learn. And I think he's already started so fantastically well.
And you could see he get a little bit frustrated against Charlie Dixon in that last match against Port Adelaide. But as we know, key defenders and those taller players often take a little bit longer to come on, don't they?
They do. And as we're seeing here, you're looking at Alex Rance with his intercept marks, 0.3 in his first year, full year as a defender. Noah Bolter going with 2.4. So he's already getting more of the footy and already playing that more attacking role.
Yep.
I think Rance, as we saw, Tigers fans used to brace for themselves when he got the footy. but Noah Bolter is already exceeding what Alex Rance did when he got the ball in hand.
Yeah, certainly. I think Rance was still finding out his best position, and it was 2011. I think that was his 4th season where it all just seemed to click and come in together, and he had that breakout year where he was able to consistently perform week in, week out. And I think that's probably what we're starting to see from Noah Bolter, isn't it?
And the ball, as we saw against Charlie Dixon, comes in so quick. But when the Tigers midfielders are putting that pressure on, he's allowed to set up and able to defend so well. And that's what Alex Rance thrived on in the back end of his career. He wasn't always taking the number 1 forward, Alex Rance. Noah Bolter is right now. So I think that's right now. We're seeing Noah Bolter take that responsibility. And don't forget, Alex Rance took until he was 22 to finish in the top 10 of the Richmond Best and Fairest. Noah Bolter turns 21 this year, so time is on his side.
Yeah, it certainly has. Do you think he has a genuine chance, though, to, I guess, deliver at a high level each week for the Tigers for many years to come, like Rance? Do you think he's going to become that player?
I think right now as it sits, it would be a massive ask. And I think it takes a once-in-a-generation player to do that. And Noah Bolter, it remains to be seen. But he's on the right track. And as we saw with Alex Rance, once he found his groove as that key defender, he finished top 10 in the Best and Fairest for 8 years straight. And as you said, best All-Australian for 5 years straight. So once Noah Bolter can find his way and become a mainstay in this team like he is now, I think it's only... his ceiling is enormous, and I think he's well and truly on his way.
All right, it is an interesting debate. I certainly like it. Thank you, Mitch. If you want to join in the conversation, you can do so on the AFL social channels. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again next week with another episode of The Sustained Performer. Thanks to Hostplus, we go with you.